Who is Bianca Censori? Here's everything you need to know about Kanye West's wife.
Hi, my name's Bianca Censori. I'm an architectural designer from Melbourne, Australia.
Before turning into Kanye's bride, Bianca, who had a vibrant personality of her own,
I currently reside in Los Angeles and I'm a lead architectural designer at Yeezy.
Who could have predicted that a style-savvy girl from Melbourne's leafy suburb of Ivanhoe would end up sharing a life with Kanye West?
Yeah. Oh, you missed me. I missed you, yeah?
Bianca Censori's journey sounds like it's ripped from a Hollywood script. One day, she's a bright architecture student hanging with friends at Australian music festivals, and the next, she's making global headlines after ditching her fur coat at the 2025 Grammys to reveal, well, not a whole lot, I'll tell you that much.
Kanye West's wife Bianca Censori left absolutely nothing to the imagination.
While the world keeps buzzing about her daring stunts, it's easy to forget that Bianca once lived a low-key existence back home in Australia.
I'm an architectural designer from Melbourne, Australia.
Reports say she was always a social butterfly, running in private school circles and charming everyone with her friendly demeanor. She wasn't an intimidating mean girl, as one classmate put it. She just had a knack for mingling with all kinds of people. Lately, fans can't scroll social media without stumbling on her Grammy look or reading about her father's checkered past. Meanwhile, older photos show a completely different Bianca, sporting classic party girl outfits at Melbourne hotspots, smiling in group shots with her longtime friends. A former peer even called her wholesome, not exactly a descriptor you'd apply to someone who just left a Grammy crowd wide-eyed. But that's the irony. Behind the headlines, Bianca's background is more suburban normality than Hollywood glamour. She even studied architecture at the University of Melbourne, impressing teachers and classmates with her creativity. So how did she go from academic overachiever to Mrs. Yeezy? Let's jump into the timeline, shall we? Long before Bianca and Kanye matched up, folks in Victoria's capital city remembered her as part of the cool but chill crowd at Carey Baptist Grammar School. She was friendly with kids from Xavier, Ivanhoe Grammar, and other private schools in the area, weaving herself into a network that was socially active but never mean-spirited. Former classmates gushed that she never stuck to a single clique. She'd hang with the popular crew while still chatting with people outside her circle, making her a bit of a social chameleon. Plus, let's not ignore that rumor about her being near the top of her graduating class academically. She wasn't just partying, she was hitting the books too. Friends describe her as the type who'd attend big nights out at clubs or events like the Spring Racing Carnival. Very Aussie, very fashionable. She'd show up in outfits that turned heads but didn't scream high drama. It was more of a, yes, I'm stylish, but I can talk about anything from schoolwork to music. No one pegged her for a future under the glare of Kanye's spotlights. Yet even back then, there were whispers. She's got that drive, she'll do something major. They just never expected major to mean marrying one of the world's most influential rappers. After acing her high school finals, Bianca Censori drifted into a design-forward path. She started a small jewelry brand called Nylons, managing it while earning her Bachelor of Architecture at the University of Melbourne. Former classmates recall her early jewelry pieces as edgy but wearable, foreshadowing that flair for fashion experimentation. A childhood friend also spilled that Bianca was a regular at the Rainbow Serpent Festival, rocking nipple pasties and not caring who stared. That's definitely a far cry from a demure architecture student vibe, but it also reveals a boldness that might have later captured Kanye's attention. People who partied with her describe a girl who balanced partying with a strong work ethic. She'd be out dancing at night, then nail a design project the next day, like an expert juggler. During her Master of Architecture program, 2019 to 20, she even applied that same discipline. So she was partying, designing, traveling, and networking. If anything, it shows how she could effortlessly shift from bohemian festival style to a professional creative environment. Perhaps an early sign she'd be comfortable mixing radical fashion statements with high-level design. By 2020, she joined Yeezy, and the rest is gossip-filled history. So how did Bianca actually cross paths with Kanye West, one of the music industry's biggest names and biggest personalities? Turns out, she started working at Yeezy in November 2020, right after finishing her master's. While it's unclear exactly when sparks flew, it's rumored they got close while collaborating on design projects. Kanye always had a thing for architecture and avant-garde concepts. He's launched experimental housing prototypes and has a history of merging music and fashion. Enter Bianca, an emerging architect brimming with bold ideas. That synergy probably clicked immediately. Once Bianca got cozy in the Yeezy design division, fans noticed her usual Aussie Instagram posts dwindling. She seemed to go quiet on social media, possibly because Kanye's environment is famously hush-hush. Gossip watchers claim the two started dating behind the scenes around 2021, but their relationship was largely under wraps until they allegedly wed in a private Beverly Hills ceremony in December 2022, just a month after Ye finalized his divorce from Kim Kardashian. Some fans were stunned at how quick he moved on, while others noted Bianca's presence had been rumored for months. All we know is that as soon as she became Mrs. Kanye West, her entire style and public persona changed drastically. Word of Bianca and Kanye's secret ceremony hit tabloids in early 2023, though initial reports said it might not be binding. Regardless, they started wearing wedding rings, prompting everyone to label them husband and wife. Kanye then dropped a track titled Sensory Overload, cryptically referencing his new bride and hinting that he'd abstained from things until marriage. Yes, typical oversharing. People scratched their heads. Was it a real wedding or just a symbolic union? Either way, it was official enough for them to step out as a unit, from Tokyo getaways to Italy vacations. And with marriage came big changes for Bianca. Out went her colorful, artsy Aussie vibe. In came the full-blown Yeezy aesthetic, monotone, see-through fabrics, futuristic silhouettes. Fans began comparing her to Kanye's ex, Kim, pointing out how Kim had also undergone a radical style shift once she hooked up with Ye. But Bianca's transformation seemed even more extreme. Sure, she was a party girl at times, but hardly to the level of walking around barefoot in a ripped bodysuit. Yet soon enough, paparazzi snapped her in bizarre ensembles that left little to the imagination, like something out of a dystopian runway. Bianca and Kanye waltzed onto the red carpet. Everything seemed calm, until she whipped off her coat, revealing what you'd expect from Bianca.
Kanye West's wife Bianca Censori left absolutely nothing to the imagination.
Cue the collective gasp. Critics labeled it a tasteless stunt. Fans on social media argued whether Ye forced her to do it, and tabloids ate it up. Did it overshadow the entire show? Absolutely. Photos showed Kanye stoic and fully clothed as Bianca posed in her outfit. I'm not even sure it counts as one of those. Anyway, it fueled speculation that he was orchestrating her outfits. Some fans insisted Bianca's not a puppet and simply loves this kind of thing. Others cringed at the possibility of Ye controlling her style choices, referencing his history of makeover mania with Kim and other past partners. Either way, it set off a frenzy. They left the venue almost immediately, with rumors swirling they'd been kicked out. Later, a source claimed they left on their own terms, not forcibly removed, but the gossip train was already chugging full steam. Who is this woman? Why does she keep wearing next to nothing? And is Ye really behind all this? These questions exploded online, overshadowing any talk of winners or performances from that Grammy night. Bianca, it seemed, had become a household name in record time, for better or worse. Tabloids dug into Bianca's background and found out that her father did jail time in the 80s, and that she has siblings living mostly normal lives in Melbourne. But while the press hammered her mom for comments about Bianca's marriage or her Grammy stunt, she politely refused to talk. She basically told them, "We're just private people." The Censori family also has rumored ties to some rough elements in the city's underworld, making Bianca's sudden shift to the high life of Kanye West even more intriguing. Yet none of that overshadowed the main story. Her choice to embrace a barely there style, presumably championed by Ye, is what keeps tongues wagging. Even older photos reveal she once had a comparatively tame look, rocking the usual Aussie party outfits or edgy yet tasteful festival gear. She used to post about design or architecture, and occasionally about nights out with friends. But after hooking up with Kanye, she ghosted on social media, leaving fans to glean info from her new public escapades. The hush-hush approach only fuels curiosity. People keep asking, is she still that nice, well-educated Aussie at heart? Or has she transformed into a living, breathing Yeezy mannequin? What do you guys think about Bianca now that you know the whole story? Let me know in the comments, and I hope you have a great day!